What's going on, people? Today, my name's Andrew, and we're gonna Reka an experiment of non-beer, beer-battered fried fish and chips. Let's get it. I went out fishing a couple of months ago, and I took a bunch of my clients out on what was supposed to be a tuna trip. And we had a fast pass thrown at us. They told us we weren't catching any tuna and that we were gonna be fishing bottom fish. So I have what's known here as whitefish, or otherwise known as tilefish. And it's actually a really great textural meat for fish and chip application. If you know anything about fish and chips, some of the best batter on the fish usually is a beer batter. And I thought to myself, you know what? I have some Reka ginger beer from a way long time ago in a faraway galaxy, previous episode, where I did ginger beer. What if I use ginger beer instead of alcoholic beer to make the batter for the fish? And then we use some potatoes and make fish and chips. I grew up in New Zealand. Fish and chips is the jam.
Fish and chips is our #1 takeaway, is the best Kiwi food out there.
Today we're gonna be using non-alcoholic ginger beer, some of the lemon flaky sea salt that we made in a previous episode. And I have 3 cups of unbleached flour. I'm gonna take a large pinch, let's make it a teaspoon, of salt, with some of our lemon zest in there. It smells so good. And we're gonna use some of our ginger beer, and we wanna be careful not to over broadcast our ginger beer. And we're doing this first because we want it to sit for a little while we work on all the other ingredients. You kind of are looking for pancake batter consistency. I'm being super slow adding this in. I don't wanna over mix it, and I don't wanna put too much liquid in there. You can smell that amazing ginger, but you can also smell the lemon that's been reactivated with the hydration.
Yeah, boy.
I'll put just a tiny little bit more. Very tiny bit. So that's perfect right there. We're gonna let this sit now. We're gonna let the bacteria, the fermentation, and the yeast just start to work its way through all of the flour and the mixture, so that when it comes time to dipping our fish in here, it's gonna be well married through with all those ingredients. Taking my fish, just want to get a lot of the juices out. I have here a paper towel that I've doubled on this bottom here. I'm just simply going to lay that like so, and just allow, you don't want to get it perfectly dry, but you want to get a lot of that moisture out of the fish. From there, we're just going to start loading it onto our plate. These are all these little pieces that I pre-cut when I filleted the fish. So for our chips, basically otherwise known to other parts of the world as French fries, we're gonna use russet potatoes today. If you don't have access to russet, try and get hold of Idaho potatoes. They make some of the best chips or French fries. McDonald's, otherwise known as Donnie's. Donnie's likes to have the long potato fries so they can create that kind of bouquet effect inside your little chip packet that you get, or the French fry packet you get at McDonald's. I'm gonna cut them into 10 mil or 1/2 inch width fries. In the meantime, we'll leave them there for a minute to calm down and decompress. What's this? It's a Donnie's bouquet of taters. What do you know? Little Donnie daycare action.
Rocky Road McDonald's.
This is what you're looking for. A slightly thicker French fry or a chip. It's thicker than what you'd get at McDonald's. So there we have our preteen fish and chips. They haven't quite come into maturity yet, but they're starting to get there. We're gonna start with the chips first. I'm gonna get a small handful. I'm gonna carefully lower them into hot peanut oil. Gonna let that cook. I'm gonna remove these fries right now. I'm gonna put them on my draining rack here. I'm gonna put them in the warming drawer of my oven. And then right before we serve the fish, we're gonna fry them a second time. And it gets that whole double fried effect, which I think personally gives a much better French fry. And while we've got some hot grease, we're gonna start sending some of this fish straight into our ginger beer batter. You don't want too much batter on there, but you want just enough. The fish is done, and now I'm gonna return the fries in for their second burn. Let's get it. This is really good. I'm happy with the color. You got that nice golden brown chip look. Yeah, you can feel that theirs are a bit more rigid now, which is what you want. We're gonna let these drain for a minute. I wanna throw out a disclaimer for all you folks at home that have been raised to believe. The seafood fish and chip fast food chain is real fish and chips. I'm here to tell you that they're the spam of the sea. I have nothing against them, but they're wrong. This right here is legitimate British, Australian, New Zealand style fish and chips.
As long as the fish has nice crispy batter, I'm all about the crunch.
I'm gonna take a little bit of our lemon zest Malden sea flake salt, and we're just gonna bless the fish and chips. Let's plate this up. We're gonna take some of our really big chips and we're gonna stalk them on the side, almost like a basket. And now we're gonna take our fish right on top. Center stage. What would you pair with ginger beer battered fish and chips other than ginger beer? Cheers. Oh, that is so good. Woo! Woo, woo! Let's go in. The anointing of any set of fish and chips, if we're gonna be friends, has to be preceded with some lime or some lemon squeezed on the fish. So we're gonna first taste the fish. You see here, you've got all of that moist, succulent fish. The batter's not too thick. It has the zest of the lemon. It has the zest of the squeezed lime. It has the sweetness of the sugar from the ginger beer, and then you've got the tang of the ginger underneath it. It is great. To be a true Kiwi where I come from, you actually need ketchup, or otherwise known in New Zealand as tomato sauce.
You'll never be a Kiwi till you love that what he sauce.
Let's take one of our chips or French fries for you more sensitive folks. We're gonna dab that in there. Oh, that is epic. The only thing I think I would do differently is let those French fries cool down and grill them off in the oven, because I feel like it might even crisp those French fries even more. It's great flavor, great texture. Nothing wrong with that. So guys, if you've enjoyed this show, why don't you do something different? Make some ginger beer battered fish and chips and have the time of your life. You don't know what you're missing until you've tried it. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like, give us a comment, tell your friends, post on social media, and share the Reka love. Take care, God bless, and here's to your health with ginger probiotics.